Hello and welcome to another episode of One Fall WrestleCast live. Tom and I are here with you. I'm not sure if we're going to have a run in from our friend Derek Wright, but we'll see. We'll see. We will remain optimist, the ever optimistic folks here. But we'll see. Anywho, lots going on this week. Tom really is just into how bad SmackDown was this week. Can't wait to talk about that. Taz goes into the 2300 Arena Hall of Fame. Brock Lesnar returns and decimates John Cena and AJ Lee. Lots to talk about. We'll get to it right after this.
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
What's up, dude?
Nothing at all. It's been a very, very busy Sunday.
Likewise.
It's like one of those things where you start at like 8:30 and I've just kind of been doing stuff since then. And here I am. And you were like, let's go. I'm like, and how's 9 o'clock work? I'm like, that's great because I'll be done doing this other stuff. And then I get to talk to you. And that's cool as hell. So let's fucking go.
Yeah, I got some work commitments tomorrow. So I appreciate that we were able
I like
to.
Sundays better. I would rather do this on Sunday.
I would like to do Sundays as well, but sometimes they get a little out of hand.
I get it.
If we can wrangle that down, we can continue to try to work on that. But sometimes Sunday fun day is not very fun for me on my side of the coin. So
yeah, I'm yes. I literally like at 8 o'clock was like, oh, now I'm free now. But it was like from 8 to 8 or 8:30 to 8 was like doing shit. So it was it's nice to be here because it's exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that you mentioned that I think we do still need is the Roman Reigns contract. We need to talk about that too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We could maybe kick that off.
It's there. Let's get after it.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I haven't really read much into this yet, but I do know that we are in contract negotiations with Roman Reigns, and that he is looking to get his just desserts, so to speak. He is looking to get paid double what he gets paid now in this next contract, with the same amount of appearances.
Mm-hmm. It breaks down to like $250,000 an appearance,
as opposed to the 125 that he gets now.
Right. Correct.
That's Brock Lesnar money, bud.
That is. Brock's contract is a little more open, so Roman gets paid the same whether he's in Saudi Arabia or in just on like Raw randomly in like Philadelphia. But yes, them's Brock Lesnar dollars. I'm as far from my perspective, I have a hard time imagining that he wouldn't deserve it because it feels to me like
you deserve it.
Well, if I'm WWE, I'm saying okay, but let's add 4 more dates or whatever. Yeah, let's put another $1 million on it and say okay, let's add 4 more dates or 8 more dates. Fuck it, $2 million. $2 million to like WWE is nothing.
They're gonna get that out of the front row seating packages.
All they got to do is advertise it, and then jack the prices up to those.
SPM says Roman deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. So that's not the sentiment online, and I realize that's the popular like, don't pay that chooch. Like, is Roman Reigns already a multimillionaire? Yes, absolutely. But does Roman Reigns have to work ever again for the rest of his life? No, he doesn't. He could happily retire with the millions that he already has, live off the investment, live a very happy, healthy, wealthy life. including that of his children will also live very happy, healthy, wealthy lives. He doesn't have to do this anymore. Like, that's the thing. He's made it. He's made it to the top of the mountain. And if you want him to show up, you have to pay for him to show up. Me personally, as a fan, wants to see him show up. I think that the $5 billion that Netflix paid WWE wants him to show up. The whatever billions that ESPN just paid WWE for their $30 a month premium live to have all the premium live events on their $30 a month subscription service that otherwise is going to be a hard sell to people who aren't wrestling fans, right? Wrestling fans will pay that. Will football fans? No, they'll steal it. Wrestling fans will pay that. So you almost need to have Roman Reigns, and at that point, from my perspective, is all right. Can we add 4 dates? Can we add 8 dates to that and pay you, an extra $2 million? So you're getting still $250,000 per appearance, but let's add 4, let's add 8, something like that, just to pump our numbers up on, And I don't know how long of a deal this is, 4 or 5 years. It seems to be like 3 to 5 year deals generally going on within the WWE. And I don't see how they get out of paying it, because, like, what do you do without Roman Reigns, right? Like, I mean, what do you do without him? Like, we're acknowledging our tribal chief. Whether
you just do what you do all of the weeks that he's not there.
Ratings. You have worse ratings, is what you do. You have bad rate. You have worse ratings on shows and on streaming services that have paid for Roman Reigns, like have paid money to advertise, hey, Roman Reigns is going to be on this sometime, so you should pay $30 a month to watch Roman Reigns 5 times this year, or whatever it is, whatever it ends up being. I don't know, man. I mean, he's clearly a box office draw. He's a t-shirt draw, although I'm not a big fan. I know that Triple H likes the OTC, MFT, like the abbreviations of things. Not a fan, honestly, of that stuff.
OTC.
Yeah, that OTC, I don't particularly.
OTC.
I don't particularly like that. I preferred Tribal Chief. I preferred stuff that says things like "wreck everyone and leave." I thought little saying stuff like that was okay. OTC is a shirt, I guess.
SPM says acknowledge him, Tom.
All right, I'm acknowledging him. But I'm
Don't
saying,
you be disrespectful to the goddamn.
Well, I'm just saying that it's like WWE has this problem, and Roman Reigns shirts are like shirts you theoretically can wear in public, and I know that they've been working on that, except for with Damian Priest for some reason.
Hey, buddy, what do you mean wrestling shirts you can wear in public?
I mean, I'm talking about wrestling shirts that aren't just like the face of the guy, or say something really stupid like I'm cocked, locked, and ready to unload, like your Val Venis, or like I have massive balls, the stuff like that. Although I did see somebody recently wearing a "Scissor Me Daddy Ass" shirt, and I did high five him. Actually, yeah,
you should have scissored him.
But it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you catch lightning in a bottle, and sometimes it's just corny as fuck. What is it? What do they keep saying for Damian Priest, even though they never actually say it on TV? It's like Miha time or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, what's it mean? And apparently it's slang for like yeehaw or some shit like that. And it's like, that's not. This is dumb. Like, not only does nobody understand it, and it's really dumb because it's like half the shirt. It's like up here, but it's just like, why? Because you could just put that cool like demon thing that he's got, like that they've drawn for it. Like, you could just put that on there and just have the back say like Damian Priest or whatever. But no, it's got to be like a big saying that goes along the arms and across the chest. Like, I don't know, man. It's back to Roman Reigns. I feel like particularly the OTC thing is like it's
OTC, right?
OTC. But that's all the shirt says is OTC, and then
it says OTC 1.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry, but still, like,
Although, did you see the one that he had on a couple of weeks ago with the Roman Reigns logo like sprawled across the whole thing? I
Yeah,
really
that one
did
was
like.
bad.
I really did like that one. As a
That one
matter of
was
fact,
bad.
I need to order that, but I'm concerned that it won't look right because I'm fat.
Honestly, I think it might look better on you because you're more of a canvas for it. You've got more surface area to wear it.
Friend of the show, Pat Martin, said it looks like Tom is wearing an old school wolf shirt.
No.
No, actually, Pat, I have that same shirt except mine's on a different color. That's not sponsored into the AM, the best fucking T-shirt that
They
ever
really are. That's
existed
really all I wear.
in the history of ever.
Walt turned me on to them. These are the only shirts I wear. I wear the graphic tees and they have the Henleys, the short sleeve Henleys, because I don't like when things touch my neck.
The long sleeve Henleys are phenomenal too.
I have a ton of those too. It's usually
I have a couple of the bomber jackets. The bomber jackets are fucking awesome. Like intotheam.com. Head on over there. Like I said, we're not sponsored, but if you want a great,
we should be.
You want a great T-shirt? You want a great? I've spent a fucking ton of money in Into the AM.
It's the only shirt I'm gonna buy anymore.
If you're looking for a great T-shirt, you need to go check out Into the AM because chef's kiss.
Yeah, I buy them for my father.
Look how Jack Tom looks,
right?
And
I'm not like
it fits you just right, man.
It makes you look like you work out even when you don't, which I really appreciate.
But yeah, intotheam.com, go check them out. Anyways, Tom, back to Roman Reigns. I could get along with that. Maybe add 8 more dates and maybe getting into some things that are a little bit more meaningful again.
I feel like he just doesn't have enough dates for it to make sense, right?
But you know what? I'm kind of vibing with where he's at right now. He's still feuding with Seth Rollins in the Vision, and he's like really the only one left from the original bloodline. Yeah, Jey Uso's in there somewhere too, but I feel like right now he's really focused on helping to build up Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker a little bit too by being some top-notch opponents for them. I think eventually Bronson Reed is going to have to get a W over Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then obviously it came out of Roman's mouth a few weeks ago, like, hey, one day you're going to be the guy, but until then you need to shut the fuck up, Junior.
I loved, wait, this guy's Samoan?
Yeah.
Get over here and acknowledge me.
That means your ass belongs to me.
Tribal Chief.
I think that we're all in agreement that, post Bloodline Tribal Chief with this new direction of the OTC, I think that we were all kind of concerned of where this was going to go, right? Mm-hmm. I think that we were worried that they were going to try to make him just this white meat baby face like the Big Dog character, and I think they tried initially, right? And then
that was the intention. They were like, let's see.
And then they did the vignette with on the yacht with Paul Heyman leading into tribal combat with Solo Sikoa, and all that for the battle for the Ula Fala, and he's really let some of that attitude and some of that Roman Reigns swagger that we've come to enjoy with the Tribal Chief character. He's really let that come in to play in his babyface character, and I think that it's working extremely well.
So don't get me wrong, I like when he's there, and I think that everything he's done has been meaningful. I liked how they sort of like kept his, even though he really wasn't that absent, but like this whole lead up to Clash in Paris, where he would show up, punch people in the face a little bit, get in there, get physical. It wasn't like he was showing up and like he didn't have matches, but like he was showing up for a segment where shit happened and he took bumps and he was giving people moves, and it was a segment, but there was plenty of physicality throughout the segment. It just didn't last through like a commercial break. And I like the whole Shula Fala and the tribal thief thing. It's like, it really kind of like, in my opinion, it was like, we needed somebody to give Bronson Reed another, like, hey, this guy's a problem. Cause like at this point he still hasn't really held a championship. So like, it's hard to like maintain that like top level status if you're not carrying some gold around, especially post Attitude Era, like, because that's all we've seen in the last 25 years, is somebody, if this guy's a big deal, he's carrying gold around at some point for a little bit. Well, that's not really how wrestling has worked historically. Throughout the entire 1980s, there is a long list of guys who were like top tier talent, super duper stars, who didn't really carry a WWF championship. Sure, they were maybe the Intercontinental champion here and there on one or two occasions for a minute, but it wasn't, like you think of guys like Roddy Piper and guys like Rick Rude, who were constant staples on television, who never really held titles, but were really big deals for a really long time and were always in the main event scene, just not the champion, because they weren't Bob Backlund, they weren't Hulk Hogan, they weren't the Iron Sheik for 60 days, and they weren't Andre the Giant, who handed to Ted DiBiase, who then had it stripped, and nobody counts any of that for anything. But that's the entirety of the championships and throughout 1980. Because Bob Backlund going into the 80s was the champion, and then up to and through 1983, and then it went to the Iron Sheik, and then Hulk Hogan, and then that's kind of it. There was that Andre the Giant flip, but then we went back on Hulk Hogan, and that was it. That was the extent of the 80s into the 90s.
Yeah.
So and as far as 80s wrestlers are concerned, particularly in the WWF, I mean, all-star names to the nines. Actually, you know what? I think Macho Man may have been 89 to 90.
Yeah.
Macho Man may have been but like, you have to be the fucking caliber of the goddamn Macho Man, to hold the title for a fucking minute in the 80s, right? Like, so we're
Don the Barber says Earthquake and Rude never had it and should have.
Absolutely. Earthquake, Rude, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect.
Prime example.
God, if we think about Roddy Piper, should have had it.
Piper was the Intercontinental champion for like 6 minutes.
Jake the Snake Roberts should have had it.
He never needed a belt. He was one of those guys.
He didn't need it, but like, you pluck Jake the Snake Roberts from the 80s, early 90s, Jake the Snake. We're talking like when he was still a young man before his should we say darker sides took hold.
Oh, you mean before he started he started asking for crack for bookings?
Well, I mean, I think before it was obvious that he was asking for crack for bookings, you know what I mean? Before that became when the crack wasn't a problem yet. But yeah, that type of stuff. Like before, like you pluck him and put him into present day, he's almost as big as Roman Reigns right now. He's the Seth Rollins level guy. That guy that, however God, he looked 50. That's the thing, is that like Jake looks great, but like Jake has looked to like 50 since he was 26 because of, he's smoking 3 packs a day.
I mean, rode hard and put away wet is what they say.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Since he was 15, apparently.
God bless America.
Of all the wrestlers that are no longer with us, the fact that Jake the Snake Roberts still is really just mind-boggling. Same with like Ric Flair, if we're being honest. Like, saying your prayers and eating your Wheaties and all that stuff, taking your vitamins, apparently is no match for fucking just being hammered for 30 years.
Don the Barber came in here ready to fight you today. Cross needs a title.
Where?
Well, it said needed a title.
He would have needed a title.
Well, I mean, he was a great NXT champion.
Don't get me wrong. I'm about to be real salty about one Mr. Sami Zayn here shortly. I don't know if Karrion Kross was his. If I don't know that I believe in the internet as far as like him being Sammy Hogan, and burying Karrion Kross. I don't buy that. But I do think that that all kind of went not the way it should have, but that's just my opinion. But we'll get into that when we talk about why I think SmackDown fucking sucked.
So everybody sound off, man. I mean, do we think that Roman deserves this doubling of contract with additional dates. I mean,
well, if he would get, he doesn't have additional dates yet, but that would be my thought of like, okay, money, you got it, great, but we're adding 4 dates, we're adding 8 dates, something like that. Is that cool? We good with that? We shake on that, and like they can negotiate which dates they are. If Roman's like, fine, I'll go to fucking, Philly and Chicago and wherever else, Minneapolis or whatever, but
Minnesota.
but that's I don't want my dates to be, dates where I'm like going to Adelaide. I don't want to go to Adelaide. I don't want, I don't want to go to. I don't want to go to the Philippines. I don't want to go to, whatever. Whatever's a hard trip. He probably has to make an appearance in Saudi Arabia because that's of the amount, the sheer amount of money they throw at WWE. But maybe he doesn't want to make hard dates like, Adelaide, South Australia, or wherever else where it's kind of a pain in the ass to get there. Or maybe he does. Fuck it. Maybe that's fun. I don't know. I've never been, but I'm sure they negotiate the dates.
I feel like Australia, like there's just so many living creatures there that just want to kill me for no fucking reason that like I'm good. I'm good.
Plenty of nice tropical beachy places that I don't need to go to Australia where everything wants to kill me. Like I've been to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's nice there, and nothing's trying to eat me for the most part. I guess you can go look at alligators, but they're usually behind glass and they can't eat you.
Yeah, I mean, and the sharks in the ocean, but
yeah. I'm not going out that far. What the fuck do I look like?
I mean, yeah, but they're, climate change, buddy. They're hanging out closer to shore than ever. But yeah, I mean, have you ever seen a fucking kangaroo, bro? A fucking cock.
I've seen him at the zoo, and I don't want to fuck with them in the wild. That's for sure.
Cock diesel motherfuckers, bro. Like just like
the ones in the zoo are in captivity. The ones in the wild are like, they look like Hulk Hogan wears a pouch on the front of him. Is what it looks like.
Yeah,
80s Hulk Hogan.
I'm good on all that. Yeah, not current day Hulk Hogan, because then they'd be dead.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, so you mentioned Philadelphia. Did you happen to see that Taz got inducted into the 23 Arena Hall of Fame?
I did, and I love it.
2300 Arena Hall of Fame.
Big fan. Big fan of the ECW arena. Big fan of what Taz did in ECW, because to me he was one of those guys that, like, as a kid, obviously ECW is fun because blood and guts and gore and all that shit was fun, tables and ladders and chairs. Oh my! But what Taz did in ECW was legit. He was a suplex machine. He was a hardcore grappler. Did he suplex people through tables? Sure, but he was a legit, little tank powerhouse wrestler guy. His suplexes looked great. His submissions looked great. He looked great. He was a highlight in ECW, and it's no wonder that he was scooped up to ECW or to WWE rather quickly out of that. But he was certainly a highlight of a legitimate wrestler, where I feel like in ECW they really tried to, and Paul Heyman would say this too, is that they really tried to hide their lack of talent, behind the tables and the chairs and stuff. But Taz was not a lack of talent by any stretch of the imagination. The guy could cut a promo like no other. I mean, obviously, his transition into being on commentary, which he still sits on commentary to this day. Guy was great in the ring. Guy was great on the mic. And, I think his stature for the time is kind of really what held him back. But, he's managed to make a super long career out of it, where he's basically been, he wrestled until he was a commentator, and he's been a commentator till present day. And that's probably been 35 years now.
I think that the biggest piece of this puzzle with Taz getting inducted into the 2300 Arena Hall of Fame was that Tony Khan and AEW wanted to televise it, and Taz said, yeah, absolutely not. You're not going to take away this valuable television time for any of this current day talent to waste it on me. And I think that right there speaks to the character of a guy like Taz that's been in the business for a very, very, very long time. even though, we talk about AEW not always in the most shining of lights, he understands how important those minutes are on the live television product, and to waste, I think that I had read that the whole thing lasted like approximately 4 minutes, and he was just like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need any of that. Give me my recognition, shake my hand. We can do it in the dark. Doesn't need to be on live television. Let me go sit down and do my job. And speaking of the AEW commentary team, Daniel Bryan Danielson has been added to
Daniel
Bryanson. Yeah, I caught myself. Has been added to the AEW Dynamite commentary team.
Oh, great. Who'd they take off? Please tell me Excalibur.
Probably not.
Oh, fuck. Well, guess I'm still watching on mute then.
Although, this past week, did you watch Dynamite this week?
No, I didn't. I should. I wanted to. What did we do? This week was busy. We actually checked out. Okay, so the Bigham Tavern on Bigham Street on Mount Washington. They have wing night on Wednesday. Holy shit, buddy. It's actually wing day, but holy shit, wing day. Oh my God, are their wings good? Oh,
really?
Oh my God. Yeah. So that's where I was. I did not catch Dynamite this week live. I usually would put it on HBO, but HBO's doing this thing now where they like are cracking down and like cutting people out, and like, so I don't pay for it currently. We were sharing with people who I share other things with, and now it's like not wanting to let me log in on multiple devices. So it's just like I can't work here and have it play in here because it's just being frustrating. But anyway, so no, I did not watch. That's a long answer to no, I didn't watch Dynamite this week.
Well, so I found myself in a situation this week where
because my hands were covered in wing sauce.
I was home on time for Dynamite on Wednesday, and I sat and I watched for the first time in a long time, and it was actually a pretty good little show. Wasn't the best AEW show that I've seen in some time, but it wasn't terrible. Mercedes Moné, had a match, and Miss No Pop, her music hits and nobody cares. It's just it's crickets, bro. It's like nobody cares about what she's doing right now.
There's a lot of within AEW, there's a lot of that, and I think that's kind of what hurts the ratings, is that nobody particularly seems to care about the wrestler themselves. But once you get to the point where, not necessarily the wrestler is there, but like the match that's going on and the spot and stuff, and they've kind of put themselves into a position where they're really only getting crowd reactions for big spots, and I think that's. I mean, it's a glaring problem, and if you watch it live, that's what you hear. Is that like you just pointed out, Mercedes Moné walks out to no pop, but like for the couple big spots in that match, the crowd did react, which is great. But at the same time, like you really need to like get the crowd invested at the beginning, because then you're having the wrestlers climb an uphill battle where they're having to like fall off a ladder through 3 tables to get any kind of reaction. So it can be hard to watch in that sense. So I agree with you in that her no pop is like, why does nobody care? Because like I'm sure she had a pretty good match, I would imagine. Who was it against?
Alex Windsor.
Yeah, that's the other problem too, is who the fuck is that? Yeah,
but I guess she interrupted Mercedes Moné's title celebration the week before, and it was a TBS championship match this week. And it was actually really good. Alex Windsor actually looked pretty solid, and really kind of gave Mercedes a match, and at one point they did a pretty good job of making you believe that she had a chance to win. But of course you knew that wasn't going to be the case, and Mercedes gets the W. But
she's Will Ospreay's girlfriend or fiance or wife or something. That's who she is.
Oh, so he's at home after having neck surgery or some shit, and she's on the road making money. Oh,
Exactly.
that's nice.
That's how beautiful. It's
Got
beautiful.
to pay the bills somehow, I guess.
Somebody's got to pay them bills. They're only working for minimum wage down there. So
And then Tony Storm had a segment.
I did watch that because I do seek out the Tony Storm.
And
they put them on YouTube. I can just watch them.
This is how far removed I am from AEW. I had no idea that the Brody King and Bandito were the tag team champions.
That's new.
That they were Brodito.
That's new. That's like as of the week before Forbidden Door and then Forbidden Door.
They took on Claudio and Wheeler Yuta of the Death Riders, and it was a pretty good little match, man.
That would be, yeah. Claudio and Claudio's been sort of the shining star of the Death Riders basically for the whole run. He's been really the only guy that comes out and like one can get the crowd invested in what he's doing, but like also doesn't matter who he's out there with because it'll be good stuff because he's good. Wheeler Yuta is at least better. We can at least say that he's surpassed Daniel Garcia at this point. I don't know that he's the second coming of Hogan or Stone Cold. He clearly isn't, but he's certainly better than Daniel Garcia now that he's stopped getting haircuts and shaving at all, which I appreciate that. Don't cut your own hair. Just don't get a haircut.
That's what he's done. He just stopped getting haircuts, and now he just looks like
a shaggy beast man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll go the shaggy beast man.
Yeah, sure.
I like it. It's a better look, honestly, from my humble perspective, as another shaggy beast man. It's a better look. But yeah, no, I'm okay. So that's good. You got that. We got Claudio. Claudio always been doing good work everywhere he's ever been. I feel like Claudio is a consistent, like,
for sure. It sucks that he's gotten lost in the shuffle of this Death Riders thing that just won't go away.
I mean, that seems to be his MO, get lost in the shuffle everywhere he is.
And then we got the rated R Father Star with Uncle Jay, having a little confrontation with FTR, clearly setting up the match for All Out in Toronto. So there's that.
I don't know. I feel like every time these segments happen, because this has been going on since, again, before Forbidden Door and then after Forbidden Door. I don't know how I feel about this because it always starts and it seems like, okay, all right, like I'm going to give this a fresh set of eyes. And then it's Cope. It's Adam Copeland. And it's every time it's like his turn to talk or something. It's like, oh, buddy. No, like it gets bad whenever it's his turn. And because Christian still seems fine. FTR, I still think it was a mistake for them to leave. I think they've become even more of an afterthought than they ever were in WWE. But, this is a good spot for them now. So and I'm a fan of them. So what they're doing, I feel like is okay. Finally, after all this time, they're getting some leg work in, something meaty. But God, every time Cope gets the mic, it's just cringe city. I hope that wasn't the case this Wednesday. I hope that Cope did something worthwhile and no. Oh no. Okay.
No.
Was his turn with the microphone the worst part of the segment?
He started the segment.
Oh, of course he did. So
he came out. He came out on this day. I see clearly that my best days are behind.
Did he let the crowd sing it? Did he hold the mic out
to play with Uncle Jay? Oh yeah, he did.
Fucking stupid every time.
It's just like my heart hurts every time I see him on the television screen.
It's like he wants to be serious, but he can't be serious. But he wants to be good, but it's not good, and it's just never. I don't know, not into it.
And then we had a 8-man tag team match.
Dude, that's the fucking problem with AEW. Were there 2 of these in a 2-hour show?
Just one.
Okay, great.
But
that's cut down from their normal 2.
But the problem with this particular 8-man tag team match was, it was actually really fucking good. It was Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, and the Young Bucks against Hangman, Kenny Omega, and Jet Speed.
Oh, I saw the clip after this of Kenny Omega spitting up fake blood.
Yeah. Well, he's apparently requested some time off for some personal matters. So I'm assuming this is how they wrote him off television, because somebody made a big deal about him taking some time off one of the dirt sheets, and he corrected them and said, yes, I requested time off 9 months in advance. So if you're going to make a headline, please make sure that it's accurate. Thank you very much. Kenny Omega, Spirit Fingers. Bye now.
I mean, I will give him that AEW has been much better since he's been back. It suffered without him.
I can't believe you just paid him a compliment.
It was so bad when he was gone. When he came back, it immediately clicked back to watchable. I don't know how or why. It's not that what he was doing was anything significant, but I know that he has influence backstage. Whatever that influence is has been positive. So he has pushed the needle from he pushed the needle out of the dog shit, basically. So I can't not see it, right? I'm trying to be objective when I watch things. I'm trying to see and hear things objectively. His return seemed to coincide with an upswing.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people on the internet that seem to think that AEW hasn't been the same since Cody left.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been, because they lost 200. They lost 250,000 viewers immediately when Cody left. They were hitting 1 million every week. Cody left 750,000. They're down. What was the rating this week? It was like 400,000. It was bad.
Friend of the show, Pat Martin, says AEW sucks.
Like 50% of the time they do. You're right.
50% of the time it sucks. Every time.
Right. Like sometimes it's good though. Like sometimes it's good, and like very often it's at least fine. Like it's at least like it's Wednesday, it's 8 p.m. I'm at home. There's nothing else to do. Turn this on. Hey, what's happening? Mute. Shut the fuck up, Excalibur. But then occasionally you just look over and you're like, oh shit, somebody jumped off of something, and So I think that it's been more consistent in 2025. That'll be my. That's not like shining praise, but it's like.
Friend of the show, Pat Martin, asks, when are they even better than NXT?
I mean, they're not. I feel like NXT has like a weird extra like cross to bear or albatross around its neck, because they've got new talent. So it's like we got people trying shit out, right? They're like, all right, well, let's see if this works, and if it works great, and if it doesn't, like, all right, well, let's retool it and do something different next week. And so, but you're right, it's never been better. But I think that we need to sort of like look at it from a different perspective of like, this is WWE is the big time, right? NXT is the gateway to the big time, and AEW is not a WWE competitor. They're really not even an alternative, although they're kind of an alternative. They're just like a number 2. NXT is like 1.5, and AEW is number 2. Anybody that goes through AEW, Ricky Saints is a great example. Makes their way through AEW, kind of gets over, looks like they have talent, but then
Revolution is televised.
Exactly. Anybody that looks like they're getting over, or they can get over, they don't immediately end up showing up generally, unless you're Cody Rhodes, or Rusev, who was already there. Unless you're, a former.
I mean, Cody was already there too.
Yeah, Cody was too. So unless you're a former, that's what I'm saying. Unless you're a former.
Don't be disrespectful.
Unless you're a former WWE talent, it seems like you don't really, or Jade Cargill, you don't really land.
Oh, so Jade Cargill gets a pass.
I'm saying she's the like example that proves the rule. Like she's like, because she didn't. but she got so over in AEW. Although she's still green as shit. Like, she still kind of probably shouldn't really be on the main roster, but now
She's getting better every time she's out there.
She really is, but like, she could have done that in NXT, and then immediately been
And
ready.
she wouldn't have had as much cachet. She wouldn't have been as big of a deal. I think the 8 weeks or whatever that she was off television at the PC learning how to do her job really did her well.
Thanks, Naomi. Cheers.
So there's that.
No, you're absolutely right. I agree with Jade, but like what I'm saying, like that's what I'm saying is that it's like, to Pat's point, NXT is WWE 1.5, whereas
no, it's just NXT.
But they're like okay. So WWE is the top promotion, NXT is 1.5. AEW
No, they're just NXT.
It's not my point, Walter.
Like, just don't be disrespectful, man. You're just coming off disrespectful.
I'm not coming off disrespectful. I respect everybody. I love everybody. I'm a feminist.
Okay. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Oh, so you're a pussy then.
You are what you eat.
Tucci.
Cheers.
I have a toothache.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I jabbed myself with a tortilla chip.
Oh, I kicked the door. Pepper was like, the chupacabra was all trying to juke me, and I'm like, I just want to get around, and she like freaked out, and like I still kind of kicked her, but I tried not to kick her, and I kicked the door and busted my toe like a dipshit. Hurts like hell. Stood there like breathing heavy, like trying not to throw up, because like, why does hitting your toe hurt so much?
Hey, whatever it is you guys do in the privacy of your own home is none of our business. Okay, with your breathing heavy and your toes and sucking on toes and
nobody said that.
Pussy cats and stuff and such. I just okay. This is a PG show.
Okay.
What do you think? I'm reaching a little bit on that one?
Yeah, a little bit.
The amount of F-bombs that come out of my mouth casually.
This is a PG-13 show at best.
Nah, I think even that's fucking pushing it.
It's probably rated R, because we're going to talk about a show I hated in a little bit.
Well, I mean, I don't understand what your drama is with SmackDown. I thought it was a passably fine piece of entertainment on Friday night.
Nope. I'm gonna explain to you why. Starting.
So what is it like? You hate it when it's 3 hours. You hate it when it's 2 hours. Yeah. Like what's your beef?
No, I actually really liked it when it was 3 hours. If it was 3 hours,
I mean, you could have had to sat through WVU losing to fucking Ohio University on Saturday.
Oh no, I already knew that was going to be. How do they not have a quarterback still? Like WVU, how are they? Nobody can throw the ball on that team better.
Well, some folks will say that it's because the NIL has ruined, has ruined college sports, and some will say it's because nobody wants to come to West Virginia. Some will say that it's the coach's fault. Some will say. Hey man, it is what it is. Really shouldn't have lost that fucking game.
No,
really shouldn't have lost it.
Should have somebody that knows how to throw a football.
Pretty embarrassing if you ask me.
I'm pretty sure some kid between the ages of 18 and 24 knows how to throw a football better than what we saw on Friday, right? Like somebody, good Lord, they have to exist. They're sitting on a bench somewhere wishing they were starting for WVU.
Yeah.
That kid has to exist.
I would think so.
And that kid could have won that game. I don't know who he is, but it can't be like it can't look like this. Just like how is it this bad?
I don't know, man. Pretty sad day. Although the Pittsburgh Steelers did make my day much happier today, even though our extremely overpaid defense looked very, very lackluster.
And somehow, the old guy that everybody was watching like this managed to pull it out.
Yeah, I've been saying it for weeks.
Is he just the right guy?
He very well may be. I mean, it's only week one.
I mean, right. Look,
but I'll tell you what, that offense has not looked better since Ben Roethlisberger retired.
Look, I was the whole game, and I only had it on as I'm like because I was busy as shit today. The whole game, I was like, huh, and like they were down most of the game, but like it was always within like 3 points, so it was like, huh, kind of a thing. And they kept it tight the whole way up, and he kept it tight, and I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen? What's gonna happen here? Yeah. Hey, 1-0 is you can't be better than 1-0. You can't do better than that.
I mean, you can be 2-0.
What nobody is because the season opened on Thursday. You can't be better than 1-0 right now.
Be 3-0.
I mean, that'd be great, hopefully, but in this moment in time, you can't be better than
4-0.
All right. Could be all those things.
Could be 5-0.
Could be undefeated for the whole season. 17-0. Never happened since the season expanded to 17 games. Nobody's won 17 games. It's just not possible.
I mean,
some would say
the Patriots did it. They lost in the Super Bowl, though.
I thought they were 16.
The helmet catch. Yeah, they were 16, but
16's not 17.
Oh, okay. This fucking guy. Oh, now we're splitting hairs.
Yes. 16's not 17.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, you know what, dude? We're 47 minutes into this. I feel like I've just got to let you go. I thought SmackDown was a perfectly good show. And hey, you know what? Before Tom starts trashing Friday Night SmackDown, if you're still hanging out with us, man, we appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for us. We would really, really thank you. But now we're gonna figure out why Tom hated Friday Night SmackDown. So
SmackDown is a 2-hour show.
It was a 2-hour show.
This much. The first 54 minutes of that show consisted of John Cena and Sami Zayn. And I'm going to tell you why.
And the Chicago crowd appreciated every minute of it.
Yeah, but everybody at home thought it was dumb. And here's why.
I didn't.
Okay, I did. So Cena walks out.
So you exaggerated because not everybody at home thought it was dumb. I thought it was a big full circle moment. I mean, we got John Cena in a fucking on a Friday Night SmackDown match.
In his last one ever.
In a U.S. Open Challenge, in a U.S. Title Open Challenge match, which he made famous.
Sure. But
in the city that he made his SmackDown debut on,
ruthless aggression
against a guy that made his WWE debut on a U.S. Title Open Challenge in Chicago.
I thought we were going to talk about Kurt Angle and how he was a Pittsburgh hero.
I mean, Kurt Angle was a Pittsburgh hero. He won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Yeah.
And he was on Fox News at 10. Because Fox News at 10 was better better news first, I think is what the thing was.
Because they were news first, because it was on at 10, not 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said,
we're talking about Fox 53.
Yeah, we're talking about Fox 53. Yeah.
Fox 53. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was Fox first. Because they were first. It was 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And they weren't showing the news.
And he shared it. He shared a sports desk with Albie fucking Oxenrider.
Sure did.
Okay. Don't you dare disrespect the goddamn good name of Kurt fucking Angle. Okay.
I would never. Okay. But back to SmackDown. So John Cena comes out. I don't have a plan. It was a perfectly fine Cena babyface promo. It went on a long ass time. Again, this is a 2-hour show. And then once John's done talking about how much he likes being in Chicago and what Chicago's meant to him for 23 years, we get, oh, whoa, 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 let's go. Bop, 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 bop. And it's like, what? Why? Why is Sami Zayn coming out? And this immediately harkens to me. And I'm going to tell you why this pisses me off.
I just told you why.
Do you remember when Sami Zayn came out to interrupt Seth Rollins and be like, Seth, we've been friends. You're my friend. I just needed to come out here and tell you that I think what you're doing is bad, but you're my friend. I'd invite you here. You're a best friend of mine. What a good buddy we are, buddy, Hooby-Doo. But like me and you, like you're fucked up right now, buddy, and you're doing the wrong thing, and I'm your friend, and fuck you. And it was like, all right, buddy, shut. Why? Why are you here? Nobody cares that you're here. And then he came out, and you got the shit kicked out of him by 3 guys for one night, and then we never heard about it again. So what's happening next is he comes out, John, I just wanted to come out here. Needed to come out here to tell you, to talk to you in front of all these people. I couldn't tell you this in the back. I couldn't, have a little one-on-one. I had to come out here with a microphone because I'm important. And this was a town where I had an open title challenge against you, and I'm this champion now, and I would love to give you the open title challenge. And kayfabe, sure, whatever. John Cena's got no idea what's going on or where anybody goes from here. However, in the back of my head, I'm like, so it's now been 2 weeks since we've seen Brock Lesnar, and I'm like, so what we're saying is we're going to forget that Brock came out at all? And in my head, I'm like, the only way that this works is if Brock shows up. However, it went for 54 fucking minutes before Brock showed up. It ate half the goddamn show. Like, we couldn't have done this. We couldn't have condensed this into like a nice 25-minute segment. We had to go 54 minutes. We couldn't have got another match in there. Like, what the fuck kind of like timing was this? It's like, oh, hey, we're gonna do this is the John Cena and Sami Zayn show. And they get an hour, despite the fact that there's really no good reason that John Cena and Sami Zayn, other than like, we're gonna tell you that 20 years ago, this was a fun little Easter egg, but it gets half the show. Could have got 25 minutes and been much better and much tighter, and then we could have got another match. Literally any other match. Literally fucking anything. Would have been great. And we didn't. And then Michin comes out. So immediately we go from, wow, that took a long time, to here's Michin. And you know my feelings on her. And the crowd went mild.
It was a title match. You didn't appreciate having two. You didn't appreciate having 2 title matches to kick off the show.
This time I didn't. No.
Did that not feel dangerous enough for you,
Tom? E.S. dangerously. No, it felt real forced because it immediately. I don't like anybody that's the U.S. champion right now. Or like, I don't really like anybody that's challenging for. No, that's not true because I like Julia. I don't like Michin, and I don't like Sami Zayn. And they're out there doing their thing that they're doing that the crowd doesn't. That the crowd goes mild for. At least I do. And no titles changed hands, as I didn't think that they would. But in addition, God, it was all so corny. It was just so fucking corny.
Like, does anything make you happy at this point?
Yeah. Damian Priest versus Aleister Black made me happy. I'm going to tell you the spot. I'm going to tell you the spot exactly where I jumped out of my chair and went, oh! Damian Priest grabs Aleister Black by the neck to put him up for the for the choke slam for the South of Heaven, and Aleister Black grabs the referee with his hand. The ref immediately sells it and starts fighting him. Like all he's doing is grabbing his. He's got his shirt, right? The ref immediately starts fighting him, which I thought was like wonderful, and then it fumbles up Damian Priest, and everybody breaks apart, and Aleister Black gives him the Black Mass 1, 2, 3, and it was like out of nowhere, kind of like just a weird thing where it's like keeps Damian Priest strong, but like shows how fucking dangerous Aleister Black is.
Oh, he said the thing. Oh, he said the thing.
Fucking dangerous or just
he said it again.
Anyway, all that happens. And I immediately go, oh, wow. And so like that popped me. But even the ending of the show, I mean, I guess Charlotte and Alexa got a cool little segment that was funny.
Speaking of Alexa Bliss, how about Ronda Rousey talking shit on this podcast this week about
yeah, that's good. Let's talk about that.
About fucking, and then they paired me up with Alexa Bliss because she sold a bunch of merch. Like, how the fuck does Alexa Bliss even deserve to be in the same ring as me? I'm sorry, say what?
Alexa Bliss was a 4-time champion at that point?
Do you not know who the fuck Alexa Bliss is?
Oh, boy.
Bliss, who is a 3-time WWE Raw Women's Champion, a 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion, a 1-time 24/7 champion, and a 3-time Tag Team Champion, had a significant run with The Fiend Bray Wyatt in 2020-21 as one of his closest on-screen allies.
Okay, so my A-word just explained to us why Little Miss Bliss is important.
Yeah, I mean, I think all Ronda had to do was say, "Hey Alexa, how many championships has Alexa Bliss had?"
She didn't hear you.
Oh, damn, that would have been perfect.
But she already explained that it's 5.
Yeah, well, 5 world championships, 1 24/7 championship, 3 tag team championships.
Yeah.
I mean, she's pretty decorated as far as WWE is concerned. And, I mean, somebody that if I'm coming in, even though I am the baddest woman on the planet, legitimately the baddest woman on the planet, and you just want to come in and play with your friends, I don't really think that works out too well. That's not really how you...
I think that's like, it's MJF said it. It's a business. It's almost like it's a business, and you stick top people with other top people to try to sell things. And honestly, Miss Bliss sold the shit out of everything for Ronda Rousey,
as she tends to do.
Yeah, like she absolutely gave Ronda her flowers. Hey, I'm a 4-time world champion at that point, because I think she won another one after that.
No.
Okay, so she was a 5-time world champion at that point, and sold like she was being murdered by one Ronda Rousey. I honestly thought that little program was probably one of Ronda's better point, but between Little Miss Bliss and Liv Morgan also sold the hell out of everything for her. There's a point in time where Ronda grabs Liv's arm and smashes her like Ronda is the Hulk and she's Loki in the Avengers.
Yes.
I
think that was in the Elimination Chamber, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. No. She wasn't in the chamber. It was that was Shayna in the chamber. Yeah. Shayna smashed her head on that was the year before. Shayna smashed her head on the chain, like the outside, just bang, 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 bang. And it was terrifying. The whole thing was just might be the best chamber match of all time.
Okay. So I just want to hit the pause button here, and I want to circle back. You mean to tell me that Alexa Bliss was actually meaningful for Ronda Rousey's career?
So I thought that was one of Ronda's better feuds, if I'm being completely honest, with her whole run, because she had 2 little runs. Her first run was good. Her second run was god awful. I thought that was the first thing in her first run, and I thought that the first thing after the Triple H Stephanie Kurt Angle match. and I thought that it was great. I really like it was like the first thing that she did with a decorated superstar who then really, treated her like a main event talent, and felt like it worked to me. I was still on the Ronda Rousey train at that point when that started. I was like, this makes perfect sense. And then it continued and it made sense through the whole feud.
Yeah.
I don't understand this of all things, why she would be like, they stuck me with Alexa Bliss. Like, why would you? I don't know. It's just, it doesn't make sense to why she would be salty at all or like bring this up in a negative light, because it seemed like a perfect, like, sort of branch in, especially after like teaming with Triple H and fighting Kurt Angle and all that. Like, because that was sort of a very like kindergarten-esque kind of match, right?
Yeah.
Hey, here's two guys, and this was pre Triple H's retirement. Here's two guys who at one time were two of the best who have ever done this ever in the history of doing this. Some of the most decorated and, well beloved champions of all time. We're going to put you in a match with these guys because just watch what they do. Do that. Train with them. You couldn't put a person in a better spot at that moment in time. Okay, you mean Triple H and Kurt Angle are going to be the ones who have my first match? Okay, like that wasn't a dream match every time it happened anyway, but now here we are, 15 years later, and it's like, oh, we're going to also insert the biggest, women's fighting champion star of all time. Ronda Rousey is going to be our wrestler here. She's going to look great because these guys are going to make her look like $10 million because they, like Kenny Omega showed everybody, can have a great wrestling match with just sort of, if they wanted to do it, have a wrestling match with a child and have a good wrestling match, they could do that. If they wanted to have a wrestling match with a blow-up doll, they could have a great match with that. So that's
whatever you do in the privacy of your own home.
You blew it too early this week.
Yeah, but I had to hit it again. I mean,
yeah, it's too early though. Anyway, so yeah, I thought her then sort of roll into like a program with a main event talent it made perfect sense and it worked perfectly fine and it got her to the next step, which eventually led to their WrestleMania main event. Like it's all about a build and I just don't understand what her complaint could possibly be. Like during that run, she main evented WrestleMania. It was the first women's main event WrestleMania match ever. And it was great.
Yeah.
But she almost fucked it up.
Yeah.
Remember, she rolled her shoulder up so that there would be a question, although we never returned to that, but it happened.
Never touched it. It was just all about Becky two belts after that.
Because that was what was making money, and Ronda was being salty and didn't make money. I don't know. Sour grapes seems like sour grapes.
For sure. 100% sour grapes.
Sour grapes going after Alexa Bliss for whatever reason. Like just sour grapes.
Sour grapes. Hey, so speaking of some more sour grapes, let's so you've only really had a problem with the first
hour of the show,
5/8 of the show that you deemed to be the worst SmackDown in the history of SmackDowns.
Anyway, that's not true. I didn't particularly like the. I don't like Michin. That whole match.
That's what I said. The first 5/8. That's a little bit bigger than half.
Okay. What happened after this? I kind of don't remember what happened next. Must not have been particularly important. But by the time we got to like 9:40, that's when the main portion started happening. Oh, there was a little Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair thing that was funny and cool. It was maybe a minute. Gosh, I am drawing a blank. I remember the main event.
I think that's all that was left was the main event.
All right, so then there's the main event. So we're like most of the way through the show. So yeah, 5, maybe probably like 6/8. The last 2/8 were the main segment, which was Seth Rollins comes out, but he's in the crowd in like a box, and then CM Punk comes out, and they like yell at each other for a little while. But now let's remember that these guys are SmackDown guys, or not SmackDown guys. These guys are all on Raw. So like their being here on SmackDown is purely because Cody had a baby. Although
which, by the way, has really, really propped up the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. So Cody's having a baby, so Cody can't be on SmackDown because he's on FMLA leave, which I am all for. But it creates clearly a problem on Friday.
Hey, so really funny. This just popped up, and I'm sorry. This just popped up, but Peter Rosenberg says Ronda Rousey was not great in WWE and should be ashamed talking bad about Alexa Bliss. He says, this is a business that gave you a lot of money, a lot of fame, and you did quite well doing it. I just don't know who she thinks she is. You're not an all-time great in wrestling. You just don't have that. You just don't have the sense to not say things about people like Bliss. It is incredibly disrespectful.
Yeah. Totally agree with Peter Rosenberg. Peter Rosenberg, who I think is, if they were to replace Excalibur with Peter Rosenberg, AEW would be 10 times better. Maybe 15 times.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying that's more or less exactly our sentiment. He just said it in a more concise way because he's better at that than I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on to the main segment.
Oh, the main segment of Friday Night SmackDown was, God, it was so corny. It was so obvious, right? Because we all knew going into this that either AJ Lee was coming back or Chicago was going to burn down again for like the 4th time.
Burn it down.
Exactly. So, very appropriately, we started this segment with Seth Rollins, who comes out. He's in the crowd. He's in a box. He's talking some shit and saying, but my I didn't have my vision, but my wife was there. Ha 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 ha. And it was like, man, I'm generally a Seth fan, but this was like, this is not the best version of that. And I understand what's going on here, and I understand there's only a certain way to bring AJ Lee back in and make her a big deal and yada yada.
Wait, what?
What? All right, we're not there yet. So, then out comes CM Punk to yell at Seth Rollins. And, this makes sense because, I know they've been hating each other.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? The cult of personality.
And then from there,
I see you. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So anyway, after this, they're going back and forth, and then Becky comes out. Becky gets in the ring with CM Punk, slaps the shit out of him
again.
Is just talking nonsense to his face, and I mean, honestly, this part wasn't terrible, but it's already so obvious, right? It's already so obvious what has to happen. And they're just like kind of teasing it, but at the same time, it's like they don't want to say it because they want it to be a surprise, but nobody's going to be surprised because like you can even see the signs in the crowd that are like, AJ Lee, we love you. And so eventually, finally, after Becky's slapping the shit out of CM Punk like picks the mic up again and kind of like alludes to like, oh, well, I'm not going to touch you, but I know somebody that might, my wife. And like out she runs and like, yeah, somehow he becomes JR. And out she skips. I'm sorry. She skipped out. looking exactly as we remember her to look 10 years ago. And, you know, she gets in the ring, she skips in, does the whole thing, sits on the ropes, gives, you know, Becky the ground and pound off the ropes. They called it a spear. It wasn't. It was a ground and pound. Pulled her legs up. She didn't like spear her. It wasn't a football tackle. And, you know, gives that. It all looks very clean. Becky sells it like she won, like she didn't know, because like everybody else knew. Like sold it like she didn't know. And then sold every punch and everything that AJ Lee threw. I think she leaned into a few of them. But the whole thing just seemed, and maybe this is me being jaded at the main event, because it was like, so AJ Lee's got to come. So like my like morbid curiosity is like, what if she doesn't come, right? And she did come. She did show up, and that was that's what it was. You know, out comes AJ Lee. She kept her old music. She skipped out, did the whole thing, everything the crowd wanted her to do, and that was it. She did it, and you know, she got some moves in, and everybody was excited. The crowd erupted because they're in Chicago. She lives there. They've all had coffee with her, probably at some point, or tea. That's apparently the thing. But the whole thing was just kind of corny, and it felt real corny. And I know they want to send people home. And had like the first hour of the show not also been a corny nonsense of like, hey, best friend, like it's really Sami Zayn's fault. I'm just going to blame the whole show on Sami Zayn.
So you're just salty because Sami Zayn ruined this pretty decent episode of SmackDown for you.
Yeah, half of it.
I mean, I didn't even hate the whole John Cena. Hey, I appreciate you. You know, the whole John Cena babyface, and then I really enjoyed getting to watch him wrestle a match.
No. Like the main event was also cheesy. Like it was done in the most obvious way.
Yeah, I mean, what'd you expect?
I mean, that was almost 90 minutes of a 2-hour show. I'm just saying it was bookended by what was, in my opinion, two very poor and stretched out segments. And I realized that, you know, your champ had a baby.
The baby.
And you probably want to give your tag team guys a night off because they've been jumping through tables for 2 months now. Maybe let them take a nap. Oh, there was some Dragon Lee shit going on, wasn't there? No, that was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. Never mind. Anyway, just letting guys jump through tables for weeks on end. Maybe they needed a break too. And, you know, they were in Chicago crowd, easy crowd to please, big wrestling crowd. I get it, but like, man, to like, I'm sure they're going to pop a huge rating too, because everybody was super curious to know, oh God, is it just going to be Rhea Ripley? What if it's Dana Brooke? Like there was a lot of that, right? So the fact that it was AJ Lee, I'm pretty like, I don't know. Like it's a weird thing. Cause like, think about like how much shit we give Nikki Bella. And like AJ Lee hasn't been in a ring in 10 years.
It could absolutely be dog shit.
Right? Like that's my only thought. Like the big long commercial break before we get to the final segment. My only thought is like, man, she hasn't wrestled like in a WWE ring in 10 years or really anywhere. It's not like she went to TNA and then AEW and other, you know, it's like she's been not doing this for a decade. Like Nikki Bella, and that was my thought. It was like Nikki Bella has done this many times over the last decade. Many more than AJ Lee, because like even like 12 is more than 0.
Because she's got to get a fucking paycheck, bro.
Sure, but like
those divorces be costing lots of money. She's a broke bitch.
Yeah, those are expensive. But like, what's AJ Lee gonna do? Because like you have to do this to like just be able to take bumps because that shit hurt. Apparently, though, she's been training pretty hard, and that's sort of been why.
Oh, she looked like $1 million.
Yeah, she absolutely did. She's 38 years old? How does she still have abs like that? Unbelievable. I've never had abs like that.
Well, it's because you like chicken wings, beer, and pizza.
So she doesn't like those things?
I'm assuming she's probably vegan or pescatarian or something along those lines.
So I'd have to hate my life okay, that's fair. Anyway. But yeah, no, it looks like $1 million. Like she never missed a day. Doesn't look like she aged at all. And her what happened in the ring seemed clean enough. It probably helps working with Becky. I think that's the right call for her being back, is to work with somebody the caliber of Becky Lynch, who could, even drag Nikki Bella through a match that at least makes it to the end, right?
Yeah.
We can at least say that for their little clash in Paris. Even though she did spin kick the air while Becky was selling him the absolute.
She hit John Cena with the disaster kick because you can't see me.
Right. Yeah, she did. She kicked John Cena right in the face. That's what it
was. You're just trying to poke me right now with this Nikki Bella shit?
I'm just asking.
No, you're blatantly trying to poke me, and I don't much fucking appreciate it.
Well, anyway, my point being, we knew she was coming back. Everybody was corny about it. This show would have been much better if 90 minutes weren't corny segments. That first segment was far too long and really ruined the show for me. They could have easily put another match in there somewhere. I don't even care who. And pull John Cena and give them 25, give them 30 minutes. Like, it would have been an infinitely better show, and they would have condensed all of this like stretched out bullshit. And I get maybe somebody missed the show, maybe they just couldn't. It's plausible that they just couldn't put it together. Brock being there is a big deal. I get it, but again, it's all very obvious in the sense of like, oh, Sami Zayn is clearly here because he has no relation to any of this, but he's clearly here and he's going to give John Cena a title match so that Brock Lesnar can intervene, because that's the only way this can end. Like, unless you're going to put the U.S. title on John Cena.
Were you looking into your fucking crystal ball? Huh?
I was right. Yeah.
Are you Madam Soothsayer?
Oh, who was call me now for your free reading? Miss Cleo.
Remember. Yeah, Miss Cleo. Yeah, I couldn't remember her name.
I'm Miss Cleo. That's who I am.
Okay. All right.
She died.
You just sound ridiculous.
She died.
You realize you just sound ridiculous. Like, you are what's wrong with wrestling fans.
Absolutely. Right. Everything.
One more piece of business on this, though. I feel like Triple H posted a picture with AJ Lee and CM Punk on the old Twitterverse afterwards and said, you can always come home. Who do you think he was talking to?
Both of them? I don't know. Maybe does he have a long lost son that we don't know about?
Chris Jericho?
Heck, that can't be.
Dean Ambrose?
Definitely not him. That's not what he means. Jericho, though.
Jim Ross?
Are they going to bury him not alive? Like, would he be the first person to be not buried alive? The Undertaker said he was buried alive like 4 times.
Paul White?
Paul White, maybe.
Well, it's the big slow.
Can he even walk down there by himself anymore? I mean, you could have him chokeslam Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo would absolutely do all of the work. He just has to go.
Yeah. So
But,
I don't know. I think that the internet's been chatting that one up since
would be
Friday.
it would be fun if somebody who is of that ilk of like Big Show, Chris Jericho, not necessarily had a last run, but was gonna get a Hall of Fame induction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe got to, you know, take their little bow, say something in the ring or whatever. You know, I don't think the Big Show needs to choke slam anybody necessarily, but the guy is very well spoken. And I think that, you know, giving him 5 minutes to say something in the ring, thanks everybody, you know, really excited to be back and, you know, accept this Hall of Fame. I had a really fun time here. Tell a story, you know, John Cena wouldn't drop me or whatever. And, you know, just have him do that. And I think that also would like lead to the, especially Big Show would sort of like give some sort of credit to like the end of that John Cena run as well. We keep it like fresh. Hey, we did this thing last year. We dragged John Cena around in front of you people. So, yeah, I mean, so did I just convince myself to induct Big Show into the Hall of Fame and like let it happen? Oh, it's gonna be Cena, right? Like
Next year for sure, yeah.
Yeah, like that's who they're inducting in April, right? It's gonna be Cena.
For sure. No fucking doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, you got anything else, bud?
No.
No, I don't really either. It just takes us to our one final piece of business. And if you're still here with us, man, we appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. We would truly be grateful. But if you Google us, this is the world famous One Fall WrestleCast match of the week. Tom, what was your match of the week?
So it won't be surprising to you, but it'll be surprising to you because it was my match of the week, although I just talked about how much I hated the show. It was Aleister Black versus Damian Priest. Great match. Was a great time. It took about 15, 20 minutes. Great match. Loved the end because they both beat the hell out of each other this whole match. And it was hard hitting, but like it all made sense. And the ref was counting and everybody kept getting back in the ring, get back out of the ring, slam heads off of announce tables and whatnot. But the final little segment I really thought was cool and unique because it wasn't anything special. Nobody, you know, had to do anything interesting. It was just smart. So they're in the ring. They're kind of trading off like elbows and throws and punches and like trying to get somebody into like a signature move or something. And, you know, finally Damian Priest hits Aleister Black, gets his hand on his throat to put him up for the South of Heaven choke slam. And Aleister Black, you know, puts, you know, he's got here. So he puts one hand here on his throat, but immediately grabs, like the referee's coming in, immediately grabs the referee and pulls him in like this. And ref fights everybody off, and the hand around the neck breaks off, and Aleister, he bounces back, and the referee's like yelling, but Aleister Black just fucking hits that black mass, just like Priest goes down like he's dead, like he's been shot. Like, poof. 1, 2, 3. Like it was like kind of out of nowhere, and it was so impactful. It was one of those things like because they'd had a good match back and forth anyway. They were just beating the shit out of each other, which is always a fun time for me. But they were like obeying the rules too. Like they're like 8, and they're like fuck you, and they slide back in, and like it's great. That's the kind of match that I appreciate, and I thought that it was really sort of the shining light in the middle of what was otherwise darkness for me.
I hate to say it, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. I thought it was a great match. That was also my match of the week. It was pretty fucking special, and I always enjoy. I'm a big Aleister Black guy. I appreciate that he is back in WWE, and hopefully,
Aliester
yeah,
from
and
Dumbledore, Germany.
the Dark Knight of Dumbledore back in the WWE, and just want them to be doing something with him. So, yeah,
Make it fun,
yeah.
please. But this was absolutely for me like the first step, and into making both of them look better. Like, because Priest is sort of middled out. Like he was, he fought Drew and he won that, but like he hasn't really done anything since then. And I feel like this is like, okay, him being sort of back in the fold, and then, Aleister Black being like, okay, I got a clean victory over a former world champion. Let's fucking go. And Damian Priest could potentially still be a future world champion. So I feel like it very much puts those two guys up where they need to be.
Yeah. So, yeah, awesome. Good show. Glad we could get together and do this on short notice. I appreciate it. Also have been able to keep you at a respectable time.
Bedtime.
So there's that. And efforts made all across the board. T's and P's go up with Derek right now. We will hopefully be talking to him in the next couple of days. And yeah. So, all right. Well, if you're still here with us, man, we appreciate you. If you got to hit the thumbs up button, maybe even consider subscribing. We would be grateful. Check us out over on Twitter and Instagram at @1_FallWC. That's ONE. And as always, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. One Fall WrestleCast. Man, pretty good.